right, y'all. This is Our Take. This is Mark, the moderator. No leaf tonight. Rest in peace, Dwayne Wright.
Thanks.com. The game is the game. Always. No rest in peace, but shout out to Karan Nazario, my brother in arms.
Yo, I ain't got one of those, but yo, AV The Process, Skyzoo new album, All the Brilliant Things. Holla at me.
Shout out Skyzoo. I had to go somewhere with it. All right, y'all. Listen, I know it's tough. I know it's hard to really talk about it. But listen, it's frontline news, front page news. We got to talk about it. This is what this show is about. What's your feelings? What's your take on the Dwayne Wright shooting at this point?
You want to go, Avery?
I'm afraid to. I'm gonna let you go.
I've told y'all this with all of these issues before. I'm desensitized, man, and I can't watch it anymore. It's heartbreaking. It's sad to see. A 2-year-old child will not know their father. A 20-year-old black man lost his life unnecessarily, and it's just all around heartbreaking. And I saw a great, we in this meme culture where it's like, I thought it was a taser. I thought he was reaching for a gun. I thought it was this. I thought it was that. All their thoughts lead to us dying. That's what it is. And it's,
thanks. Excuse me a minute. I just want to say I got his name. I said it wrong. I had it in my head, but Daunte Wright. It is Daunte Wright.
I thought it was Dante. My apologies.
Dante,
well.
yeah.
And as somebody who's held a gun, as somebody who's held a taser, the weight of these two things are completely different. There's no way you can really mistake one for the other. And even in a high stress situation, I always just find it very remarkable that in a high stress situation where somebody's pointing a gun in your face, you as a civilian who has no formal training are the one that's required to remain calm and remain level-headed when somebody is pointing a gun in your face and they're the ones with the training. And it's not like, we don't like to give out interpretation, but Charlemagne said the thing. It's like, when somebody's pointing a gun in your face, you can usually defend yourself. If Maul pulls out his gun on me and I got a gun, I can pull my gun and defend myself. When a cop pulls a gun on you, you have no recourse. You can't pull a gun out and defend yourself. You can't slap his hand away from you or anything like that. You're gonna die. So it's just sad, man. I'm so over this and watching black men die, man. It's just terrible. Watching black people die.
Avery?
Look, couple of things. The police, I keep hearing about police preventing crime. And the police don't prevent crime. They show up when the crime happens. I just want to make sure that we understand that. That's A. There's always the idea about what did someone do to provoke something? And I just can't get past that. There's this common theme that when we see a black man that's shot, killed, brutalized by policemen, it's always, well, let's look at what the black guy did to cause that. I don't understand that logic, because it doesn't matter what that person does. The fact is that you're supposed to be a trained officer of the law. You're supposed to bring some type of calm. You're supposed to be trained in order to know how to resolve issues, have people comply. I hate the word comply, by the way. That's a whole nother story. I hate that word. But it is just amazing to me that you have a cop, 26 years on the job, doesn't know the difference between a taser and a gun. I just, come on. Like, you're not pulling that fast one on me. You're just not. They're gonna argue, and what I'm fearful of, and we spoke about it on the chat. What I'm fearful of is they're gonna look at what he did to cause that. Why did he run? Why did he get back in his car? They're gonna look at all of these things, and it starts really before that. It starts out as, what did the cops do to make sure that everything was on the up and up, regardless what he did? There's plenty of situations that you got guys white folks, especially, slapping people, spitting at cops. You see it all the time. But with brothers, it's like we got to think twice about what we do because we are in fear of a God that is supposed to protect and serve. We're in fear of dying. Like it's just amazing that this is not going to stop. Like, let's be real, y'all. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. This is not going to stop. It's not. We could change laws. We could put, the George Floyd situation on, in the public eye. It's not going to stop. It's not going to stop because you're always going to have that one person, that two persons being cops feel like they are, they are domineering. Think about it. Your civil rights get violated every time you get pulled over to some degree. To some degree, your civil rights get violated when you get pulled over. The cop is a person that can violate your civil right and no questions be asked. They can kill you, no questions be asked. We'll ask questions later. So I'm just, I don't know. I'm kind of like you, Banks, desensitized to it, but I'm not positive in any hope that
listen, man, we can't get desensitized to this. We can't, man, because if we do, then then what goes on is working. That's what they want. They want us all desensitized to. They don't want the protesting. They don't want the social media. They don't want it. But I want to put this in a more context for our viewers. I want you to think about something. Andy Reid's son, who was drunk at the time that he caused an accident, killed a 5-year-old girl. The cops allowed him to go drive home. They didn't arrest him. They didn't do none of the things that we seen in that video right there. Eric Reid's son was able to still have a job in the NFL after killing a 5-year-old. Okay.
Andy Reid. You said Andy Reid. Just
right. Andy Reid. I'm sitting here and I'm saying now if Andy Reid's son was black, do you think for a moment that he would have been able to drive home?
Nope.
We know that. There's not a question. When if we go back several months ago in Atlanta, the dude who was drunk in his car, who was sleeping it off, he was at the Wendy's sleeping it off. The cops approached him. What wound up happening? He runs, he flees, and they shoot him in the back and kills him. Once again, why is it that we die on a traffic stop, but white folks live?
Well, let me just correct you real quick. Andy Reid, in that Andy Reid's son that case, the girl didn't die. She was in critical condition. I just want to make sure.
That's what I want to see.
That's all.
Right.
The fact of the matter is, you're right. You know,
right. She died later, but at the end of the day, he was able that night. He didn't get arrested. He was able to go home. Okay. And Daunte Wright is not able to go home.
Now, okay? I read a report. Here's the thing that's even more ridiculous. And that's why I said the system is infinitely set up for us to fail. And I have to vet the report. The report is that he was sent a warrant to the wrong address.
No, that's
true. I was
true.
getting to that, Avery.
That's true. That's fact.
So my thing is, he didn't even know that he had a warrant. Really purview that, okay, I got a warrant. So now, if you're not aware, and somebody tells you got a warrant, you like, what? I got a warrant?
Can I go even further than that? Because there's a black man, right, who's already fearful of police. They pull you over. You have a warrant that you're not aware of. In their system, for whatever clerical error or whatever, they're telling you have a warrant in the system. It was sent to your house. Nah, fam, y'all not about to take me to some back alley and murder me. Hell no. Y'all not going to leave me. I'm not leaving here with y'all. I don't know what y'all taking. Y'all telling me you have a warrant. Somebody sent something to my house. Nothing ever came to my house. And to go even deeper than that, do you know what the warrant was for?
Misdemeanor.
It was a misdemeanor.
Misdemeanor, smoking marijuana, and he didn't pay his fines.
Yep.
But he didn't know about paying his fines because y'all sent the warrant to the wrong house.
But wait, let's really go a little bit further, because I understand the warrant. I understand some of the layers that people are really trying to lay out here. But I want to go to something that is bothersome to me. We break down the victim, the kid that is killed in this incident, and you got a 26-year vet. I'm not talking about a rookie. I'm not talking about someone who has only been on the job for 2 years. A 26-year vet.
That was in the middle of training somebody.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Real quick, Mark, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
She's been on the force longer than this young man was alive.
Yes.
Think about that.
No, without a doubt. Without a doubt. But let's go one further. How in the world do we look at this woman pulls her gun? She sticks the gun in her own eyesight. Her taser is yellow. She has her gun in her hand. You're a 26-year vet. You can't sit there and tell me anything about accidental. And I want to throw this out there to our viewers. If you're a 26-year vet, you know the ins and outs of how to get around shit that when you're in trouble. For her to scream, taser, 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 that is right there. That is her setting up her defense the moment she pulled the trigger 3 times. Her defense was already set up because there's no way you're going to yell taser and I'm looking straight and there's a black object in my hand. And I'm a 26-year vet and know that the object
is gonna go because she's gonna say high stress. He leapt into the car. He's gonna say whatever. Listen, like Avery said, she was there as a training officer. This, as somebody who was in the military, has some sort of law enforcement experience. This was horrible all around. If you are taking somebody out, if you are arresting somebody, you generally pull them to the back of the car. They don't even have the option to get back in the car. You also need to control the person inside the car because you have no idea what that person in the car is going to do. Maybe they're with them and they're like, we're going out. They completely lost control of this situation. They had 3 officers on the scene for 1 man. And it's horrible. I saw that video and I thought the same exact thing. You had a good second in your hand when you know the feel of your weapon. You know the feel of a taser. You had 2 other officers on the scene controlling the situation. It's possible you made a mistake and pulled your gun instead of your taser.
But you had enough time to realize that. Yes, she had enough time to realize that.
Yeah.
More than because she had it in her hand.
I'm going to tell you what else is going to save her. She fired once. So she's going to say that's exactly
3 times.
She fired 3 times?
3 times.
She might be toast because the taser resets every time. Resets every time you fire.
1 shot. She fired 3 times.
She might be in real trouble.
No, hold on. She should be in real trouble. It's not shouldn't even be a might. She should be in trouble.
The might is because we don't trust this justice system.
I know. Trust me.
I'm gonna go to something.
Hold on, team. We're gonna come right back. This is our take, y'all. We'll be right back. We're gonna continue this conversation. Rest in peace, Daunte Wright, man.
Peace.